Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to maintain your hair extensions. So just like real hair extension does get dry and split ends. So if you can trim them every couple of weeks, it will help to keep it nice and shiny and healthy. So I have trimmed my hair with a clipper about half an inch of the length, and now I'm going to go in it with a texturizing shears to add in some layers and blend it in with the rest of my hair. Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk a little bit about hair extensions and how to do a proper cut to make it look most natural. So I myself have hair extensions in my hair. The shortest length of my hair is pretty much here, around there-ish, and it's very fine as you can see, and my hair would never look this volume without the hair extensions. So I've been wearing hair extensions for the past 9-10 years. They're not dangerous, they're not harmful to the hair if it's done properly and if it's removed properly. So those of you who are scared of getting hair extensions, just find a good hairstylist that you trust. Have a thorough consultation with them and let them know and talk to them so that you feel confident in what you're getting. Just like buying insurance, same thing for hair. If you have a hairstylist who explain to you and teach you and guide you throughout the way, then you feel safe that you're being cared for. So for extensions, the reason why extension doesn't look real or look like the hair is either two reasons. One, it's too thick. So therefore, when it's too thick and heavy at the bottom, it looks like a mermaid. You look like you have hair that doesn't blend in with your head. Like you can have fine hair up here, little hair, and then you have a massive volume down here. So that's another way that it doesn't look natural. And the second way is that it's too thin. Why? It's because people don't want to spend a lot of money on the hair, because I know it's expensive, but when you don't put it in enough, it looks very straggly. Those are two reasons why the extension doesn't look natural. So therefore, when you do a hair extension, make sure it's about the same volume as your natural hair plus a half, right? So therefore, make sure that you don't get too much and that you're wasting your money, and you don't get too little that it looks like you got hair extension but it wasn't finished. So today what happened was I cut my hair with the clippers, so therefore the ends are very blunt. Now what I have in me is fusion hair extension, meaning every individual strand. So with hair extension like this, I don't recommend you to cut it blunt like this, okay? This is considered as a blunt. The reason why is that when it is cut blunt, the strand of hair separates itself from the rest of the hair. Reason being because it's so heavy, therefore it just becomes one piece. So as you can see now, if you look carefully, you can see the individual pieces of extensions in my hair, and that doesn't look very nice. So the way I like my extensions to look is like more wispy, soft at the ends, so that it blends in with my whole haircut. So right now I'm just going to show you how blunt my hair looks. Okay, so yes, it looks full for those of you who want this thickness look, but you know, once you go outside and then start getting windy, you will notice that your hair will clump together and then it will divide itself into individual pieces. That makes it doesn't look so natural. So therefore, what I'm going to do is going to show you how to soften the ends so that it looks like your own hair as opposed to hair extensions. So what I would do is I will divide my hair. Okay, I'm going to clip this up out of the way. So I'm going to take every single strand of hair and I'm going to use the texturizing shears. So the texturizing shears are the one that has the small teeth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take every single strand and just soften it. So see how blunt this is? I'm just going to go in on a diagonal. If you go in on a vertical, it's going to create a line. Therefore, if you go on a diagonal, it doesn't. So see how it's much softer on the ends? So by having this, it will blend in with my hair a lot more, because there are layers in it. So therefore, you can't tell where it stops. Whereas these one, you can see how blunt and heavy they are, as opposed to this one is a lot more softer. So what I do is I do that to every single strand. So on a diagonal, I'm just going to hold, press, and drag. Pull. You will tell by a good scissor is that when you drag it, it doesn't tug your hair. If you cut it and it tugs the hair, it means you need a better scissors. If not, when it's a dull scissor, it will cause split ends and it's gonna mush the hair and the hair will not grow out healthy. So continuing on, so once one piece is finished, I put it to the side, and then I'm gonna do it very quick with the rest. Okay, so see how I feather the ends out? You can't see the weight at the bottom. So I'm just going to do this for the rest of the hair. Just to speed up, I'm going to do more of a few strands at a time, but I suggest you to do one by one at home until you're really confident and with the technique, then do more pieces at once, because a rule of thumb is that you can always cut more. But don't cut too much that you have nothing to cut or you can't grow it back. So I'm going to blend all this out. Okay, so as you can see now, the ends are a lot more softer than the one on this side that have not been done. So see? So therefore, if you are going to do this technique of feathering out the ends, make sure you leave extra length. So if you want this to be at this after when it's softened out, meaning texturized, then make sure you leave the length extra so that when you texturize the ends, it will actually go to this length. If you cut it at this length and then you texturize it, it will go about ½ an inch shorter. So if length is an issue for you, make sure that before you texturize, you leave extra length so that when the texturizing takes a bit of the hair off, you won't be shocked to see it a little shorter. So I'm going to continue on this side. So both of my sides are done. See, the ends look a lot more softer, and I missed one right here. You can tell right away if you miss one because the blunt is really heavy at the bottom, so that is pretty much all of that. So you can see how much softer the ends are when it's and then you can definitely soften as much as you want. The higher up you go on the texturizing, the more layers you will get. Okay, so not only that this takes the weight out of it, it also gives it some layers as well. And I'm gonna put this aside because this is done. And then I'm gonna see and put this to the back, and I'm gonna see if I need any softening here. Just find where your pieces of extensions are and check. So there's one there. And then some here. This is also a great way for you to trim up your extensions as well. If you wear them after a couple of months and they get really dry, you can definitely use the texturizing shears just to clean up the ends so that it's not so dry and the extension looks healthy. So, continuing to soften the ends. So those of you who like it blunt on the ends, but there's nothing wrong with that. I just personally like mine more wispy. It looks like a grow out look as opposed to a freshly cut look. And then just checking if there's anywhere else that has any thickness. Nope, that looks quite good. And then this side. And I think that is looking good. I'm just seeing a tangle right here. I'm just going to trim that because if I were to rip it out, it's just going to cause split ends. So and that's how to make your extensions blend in with your hair a lot better. See how the ends are a lot more feathery? It looks more uniform with the rest of the hair. So those of you who want your ends or not like a pyramid look, then you can definitely use this. It just makes the hair more lifted. Because when the bottom looks thick, the top looks flat. And when the bottom looks soft and lightened, and then the top will look fuller. So that's how it looks when it's done. There's a piece here I can soften. So as you soften it, as long as you see it's feathered out like you like it, and then that's good enough. Okay? So I think that looks good. You can check on the side and see how it looks like. There's one piece is right here. That's a bit thick. So see how chunky that looks? Right there, very chunky. I'm just going to soften that. Okay, so what I do is I hold it a little bit further away and I just texturize it. Going down and then it softens up. Remember to do it on an angle so that you don't get a straight line across. And that's it.